How did he successfully cultivate? At this moment, Xian Lao was equally shocked. Using Hun Sheng's cultivation to condense Hun, he witnessed a miracle happening right before his eyes. This Hun orb, its size was slightly smaller than the Super Douluo's hunt, but its state was completely stable. Immediately, without needing any external force to push, a sharp force emerged from the Eye of Fate, pulling the black hole pattern and flying toward him. The golden light pattern aligned toward the position of the Eye of Fate. Fitting perfectly, the golden light fused with the Hun and merged into Huo Yuhao's body. Suddenly, two beams of golden light shot out from his eyes. Very quickly, the golden sun pattern covered Huo Yuhao's entire body. Not only that, the leaves behind him gradually turned into a black hole, terrifyingly devouring everything in the air. Finally, the light of the Eye of Fate extinguished. On his forehead appeared a black vortex. Huo Yuhao retracted the black vortex, entering a meditative state. This meditation lasted for a whole month. During this time, Tang Wutong came to visit Huo Yuhao every day. One day, Huo Yuhao opened his eyes and woke from meditation. At a glance, he saw Tang Wutong not far away. Huo Yuhao called out absent-mindedly. Today, Tang Wutong wore a blue dress, the very color Wang Donger once loved the most. Huo Yuhao opened his arms, embracing Tang Wutong tightly. Tang Wutong's gaze went blank, instinctively wrapping her arms around Huo Yuhao. The two held each other tightly. Then Huo Yuhao muttered to himself, "Even if this is only a dream, I am willing never to wake up." A bitter yet gentle voice echoed in Tang Wutong's heart. "Sorry, I am Wutong." Upon hearing this, Huo Yuhao retreated like lightning. His beautiful dream turned into a nightmare. Tang Wutong nodded at Huo Yuhao, then quickly turned and left. Huo Yuhao stood there, dazed, watching her leave. At this moment, a voice inside him was calling out, urging Tang Wutong to stay. He just felt that the embrace moments ago was so familiar. In the Tang Sect, Non-Kyuki angrily kicked a stone. He had originally agreed with Huo Yuhao to return to the sect together, to search for secret manuals in the Earth Dragon Sect. But Huo Yuhao silently secluded himself for a month, which made him somewhat impatient with the loneliness. As he walked, a figure blocked his path. "Don't block the way," Non-Kyuki said irritably. Huo Yuhao sarcastically replied, "At this rate, you'll never get married." Non-Kyuki was about to lose her temper, but seeing it was Huo Yuhao, she instantly cooled down. She and Yugai had been silently in love all along, although Huo Yuhao had some complaints. At this moment, he had lost his temper as well. Lan Kaiatao hopped happily toward the Tang Sect. Huo Yuhao went straight to find Bai Bai. He learned about the recent warriors from Bai Bai, then prepared to go with Non Kaiatao, together to the Tian Han Empire. Suddenly, Bai Bai said with a wistful look to Hao Li on this trip, "Going to the Tian Han Empire. If possible, please keep an eye out for Laning Huang for me." Bai Bai had asked the bee machine for help searching, but even after the Star Do Great Forest's full assistance, there was no discovery at all. Only one clue was provided. It seems a soul beast within the Tian Han Empire's territory has seen Laning Huang. Huo Yuhao nodded in agreement. The next day, Huo Yuhao and Non Kaiatao headed straight for the Tian Han Empire. While flying, Huo Yuhao felt his soul power being consumed. After the last fusion was completed, his soul power jumped to levels reaching level 76, but he hadn't had time to carefully experiment with the fusion. Huo Yuhao discovered the soul power consumed during flight was quickly replenished. On his forehead, the black vortex existing in another dimension naturally opened, fully absorbing the original power of heaven and earth to replenish itself. This fusion not only restored soul power, but also restored his mental strength. Feeling the changes in the fusion, he looked like a streak of light in the air, truly feeling like he was merging with heaven and earth. If old Mu were alive, he would surely be shocked and tell him, "This is the realm of unity between heaven and man, a level even Super Douluos might not be able to reach." At this stage, cultivation and recovery surpass others by far, and one can better conceal oneself. By evening, the destination, Long City, was already visible in outline. Long City is located in the northeast of the Tian Han Empire, right next to the outer edge of the extreme north region. Lan Kaiatao had lived in Long City's Earth Dragon Sect since childhood. However, nowadays Long City is under the control of the Sun Moon Empire. Fortunately, the Earth Dragon Sect reacted quickly, led by sect leader Xishui. Most resources and disciples were relocated to Shrek City, so the impact was minimal. After approaching Long City, Huo Yuhao quietly spread his mental power. Sure enough, high-altitude detection mixed devices had already been set up over Long City. No Sun Moon Empire troops were stationed outside the city. Only guards were on the city walls. After scouting, Huo Yuhao strolled in and entered Long City. If you like it, please like, follow, and chase the wine to avoid getting lost. Next episode, narration. The Mysterious Martial Scheme and the Earth Dragon Sect's Secret Realm. Ice Muscle Nerve. Huo Yuhao finds the ice attribute guaranteed land, the Ice Land. Overjoyed, straightforwardly says if he can obtain the 10,000-year profound ice marrow, the beast god might not necessarily be the Earth Heaven, then. The plot continues from the previous episode. Huo Yuhao receives an invitation from Nan Kaishan, arrives at Dragon City in the Tianhan Empire, prepares to investigate a secret manual at the Earth Dragon Gate. But before going, Huo Yuhao plans to visit the City Lord's mansion. There is the person in charge left by the Sun Moon Empire in Dragon City. Perhaps he can gather some intelligence. Soon Huo Yuhao arrives outside the City Lord's door. Inside the room, a merchant says, the mixed conductor has already been distributed for free, promoted to those nobles. Once the natives adapt to the life with the mixed conductor, they will no longer be willing to return to the backward life of the past. The City Lord exclaims, Marshal, you truly are the High Commissioner. The other party says the Sun Moon Empire wants to unify the continent. Military force definitely won't work, but using Soul Island technology to infiltrate, that is simply a brilliant strategy. This City Lord explains, the three kingdoms on the continent are still resisting, but soon they will realize, wherever the Sun Moon Empire occupies, the hearts of the people will no longer belong to the three kingdoms. Huo Yuhao listens silently outside the door. His face has already turned pale. This is the real wool to be shared. Once successful, if Tianhan Empire wants to reclaim its territory, it will be extremely difficult. First, infiltrate the noble class with Soul Island technology. Make all nobles submit to the Sun Moon Empire. Then the nobles promote the Soul Island devices to all the people. Eventually, the people will truly submit to the Sun Moon Empire. A sleepless night. Huo Yuhao's spirits are downcast and his thoughts heavy. No matter how hard he thinks, he can't come up with a strategy to counter this plan. Huo Yuhao does not reject Soul Island technology, but he does not want to see the foreign Sun Moon Empire rule the continent. Suddenly Huo Yuhao senses Nan Kaishan waking up, hastily releases him from the undead dimension. Then the two come together to the Earth Dragon Gate base. Deep in the backyard of Earth Dragon Gate is a well. Getting closer, Huo Yuhao feels a slight stirring in his heart. He senses the movement of the ice land and the 5 ice souls surging. The well must have something attracting them. According to Nan Kaishan's mother, Nan Xishui's introduction, this well is a cold spring. Beneath the cold spring is a cave dwelling, containing strange minerals. Due to the extremely low temperature, even a tidal Douluo expert cannot stay long. Fortunately, Huo Yuhao is an ultimate soldier. He quickly dives to the bottom of the well, advances into the cave. Inside, indeed, covered with unknown deep blue minerals. In the next moment, Bingdi quietly appeared. Looking at the minerals, I was dumbfounded. Huo Yuhao asked Bingdi in admiration, what is this? Bingdi's voice rang out loudly. How could there possibly be a 10,000-year profound ice cave here? This is simply unbelievable. Then Bingdi bluntly said this place is full of ice extreme nerves, so the 10,000-year profound ice cave must be nearby. At this moment, Bingdi was wildly flying inside the ice cave. Huo Yuhao asked curiously, Bingdi, what exactly is wrong with you? What is the 10,000-year profound ice cave? And what are ice extreme nerves? Then the Ice Emperor explained, the 10,000-year profound ice cave is the ultimate place for ice attribute. If he and Zweti hadn't become Huo Yuhao's soul spirits before, finding a 10,000-year profound ice cave would definitely allow breaking through the current bottleneck. In the future, competing with Ditia would be impossible. To put it simply, this place is the guaranteed quality ground for ice attribute soul beasts. Its preciousness is no less than the life lake where Ditia is located. You must understand, the reason Ditia could undergo 8 heavenly tribulation transformations was entirely due to the nourishment of the life lake. Wei Heowen was instantly shocked. You must know, the life lake is the lifeblood of the starry forest. Suddenly Tianmeng Ice Pool appeared as well. Tianmeng Ice Pool said loudly, have you forgotten why I've lived so long? It's because I ate Wang's Eye Profound Ice Marrow, which comes from the Wang's Eye Profound Ice Cave. Tianmeng explained. He was originally just an ordinary ice talent. It was precisely by relying on a piece of 10,000-year profound ice marrow that he cultivated into a 1,000,000-year soul beast. And back then, Bingdi hunted him for this reason. Upon hearing this, Bingdi immediately coldly laughed, saying if I had gotten the 10,000-year profound ice back then, the death beast god might not have been the first then. Bingdi sighed that Huo Yuhao's luck was extremely good. Huo Yuhao was also very pleased inside. According to the path, let me start from the beginning. As for ice muscle nerves, they are a kind of ice attribute metal. It is the hardest and also the most flexible. It looks like crystal, but has the ductility of metal. For humans, it is a top-tier rare metal. Huo Yuhao was very happy and hopeful. This ice muscle nerve is perfect for him. After infusing his soul power into it, He felt as if the metal had emotions. It reacted emotionally to his soul power. Softening, he clenched his 5 fingers tightly and pulled hard. A piece of ice muscle nerve was pulled off by him. A piece of the ice muscle nerve was just pulled off by him. Not much. All the ice muscle nerves were taken by Huo Yuhao. Next, Huo Yuhao returned to the surface from the well. After introducing the ice extreme nerve to non-Xishui and non-Kyuki, he jumped back into the cold spring. This time, he dived into a very small cave. Inside, many strange ice pillars crisscrossed. Each one was as pure and white as jade. Inside the ice pillars, liquid flowed faintly. It was the 10,000-year-old mysterious ice marrow. Bentley said, "Let's quickly talk about absorbing the 10,000-year-old mysterious ice marrow. Not only do I need to absorb it, but Tanmeng Zhuanv and Bajiao do too. Zhuanv needs to absorb more. Perhaps this will help her regain her powers. As for Huo Yuhao, he can only absorb a small amount. According to Bing Di, absorbing too much when weak might cause him to become like Tanmeng back then, unresponsive and unable to wake up. After absorbing this Wengzai mysterious ice water, it will be sealed inside their bodies by several soul spirits. When Huo Yuhao condenses his second hybrid in the future, he will be able to use it." After Bingdi finished absorbing, it was Zwedi's turn. As Zwedi absorbed the 10,000-year-old mysterious ice marrow, his body kept growing, gradually changing from Zwen's form to Zwedi's. His confused eyes also became clear. Finally, Zwedi shattered the Chejian Wang's mysterious ice mouth, turning it into an ice flower bracelet wrapped around his wrist. At that moment, Huo Yuhao knew Zwedi had regained his memory. Zwedi seemed to sense Huo Yuhao's emotions, and straightforwardly said he was Zwedi, and also his daughter, Zhuanv. In the following time, the 10,000-year-old mysterious ice marrow was completely absorbed. Huo Yuhao emerged from the ice spring outside Jiliu. Quickly reaching the surface, Non-Xishui asked Huo Yuhao about his next plan. Huo Yuhao said he still had to go somewhere to help senior brother Bai find something. After arriving outside the city, Huo Yuhao discovered an army of 20,000 from the Sun Moon Empire. After careful investigation, Huo Yuhao found every tent's canopy had a pale golden phoenix emblem. This made him shiver. Rumor has it the Sun Moon Empire has 5 Soul Island divisions, led by the Royal Soul Island Division, along with 4 other Beast King level Soul Island divisions, together forming the top national defense of the Sun Moon Empire. The division Huo Yuhao faced most often was the Slant-Eyed Soul Island Division. Even their captain, Wang Yiheng, fell by his hand, but what stood before him now were clearly 4 Beast King level divisions, including the Fire Phoenix Soul Master Division. All members were female. Since he encountered them, Huo Yuhao decided to find out their intentions. But after infiltrating the camp, Huo Yuhao quickly triggered a linked alarm system. This made him feel depressed inside, yet he had no choice but to retreat. Almost simultaneously, the airborne detection mixed device scanned in his direction, and more red lights lit up from the military camp. The linked defense mixed device array was fully activated. Huo Yuhao secretly felt relieved. If he had moved any slower, he would have been trapped by the great shock, letting the opponent catch him in their dreams. But before Huo Yuhao could rejoice, the next moment, the high-altitude detector emitted an invisible wave. A great dome descended, instantly covering Huo Yuhao with the detection wave. At that moment, over 50 red beams rose from below, shooting straight toward Huo Yuhao's position. These were ultra-high-temperature scorching rays. Naturally, they couldn't harm Huo Yuhao, but the opponent's goal was to hold him down. From the military camp below, dozens of figures ascended into the air. Among them, one was a level 9 mixed device user, the rest level 7. Mixed device master Huo Yuhao muttered in frustration. Do they have to be this ruthless? Saying that, a layer of icy blue light radiated from him. 1 red. For segments, to red, 7 soul rings suddenly surged. Snow dance and ice jade pumps unleashed, turning all the scorching rays into nothingness. Immediately after, Huo Yuhao transformed into a streak of light, flying diagonally downward. The urgent task was to break out of this detector coverage. With soul power fully unleashed, the Eye of Fate's soul spun wildly. Massive mental energy gathered, forming a mental storm like a geyser. A soul shock wave instantly covered a 500-meter diameter area, disrupting the opponent's second wave of attack. After the strike, Huo Yuhao quickly ascended. Below was a deadly net. Only upward was the way out. At this moment, Huo Yuhao wore his personal single-soldier platform. The mixed device thruster glowed behind him. Seeing the soul masters chasing closer and closer, a cold light flashed in Huo Yuhao's eyes. His right leg made a feint in midair. The light and shadow of the octagonal mystic ice cross appeared behind him. A ring of icy blue light also spread from Huo Yuhao's body, expanding outward. The next second, an astonishing scene appeared. In the void, countless ice spikes several meters long shot out horizontally. The view from below was most shocking, like an ice flower blooming in the sky. This ice flower covered a diameter of a kilometer, terrifying the rapidly approaching Fire Phoenix Soul Island masters, turning their faces pale. What does ice spikes over 1,000 miles mean? That's enough to rival the top-tier Soul Islands with massive destructive power. 7 Fard smother. Suddenly, over 100 mixed guidance detectors were destroyed by 60%. Huo Yuhao seized the moment and broke through the blockade line. He flew while admiring the dangerous energy of the octagonal mysterious ice gross soul trace. The powerful octagon gave Huo Yuhao a right mouth note, possibly a metaphor or idiom. There were a total of 2 soul traces attached in the valley. One named octagonal ice field condensation, and those ice spikes just now were the other. Soul trace octagonal myriad powder. This was also Huo Yuhao's first ranged shape attack soul trace. He didn't expect to have an unexpected gain on his first try. This was without connecting to the hail tree. If it exploded, it would really be like a face full of peach blossoms blooming. For a moment, Huo Yuhao felt great relief in his heart. Previously chaste and looking disheveled, his frustration was swept away. Huo Yuhao happily walked away, but the atmosphere in the Soul Master Manor group was extremely oppressive. Huo Yuhao never expected this matter. Sitting upright on the ancestral seat was today's Sun and Moon Empress. The Orange, who once had an ambiguous relationship with him. Like, follow, and subscribe to avoid getting lost. Next episode explains how Orange stole the protection seed of Yuhao. Huo Yuhao became the Soul Beast's grandfather. Huo Yuhao condensed a mixed mysterious elder with Soul Saint cultivation. Shocked and dumbfounded, such talent comparable to a Super Douluo powerhouse. The plot continues from episode 99 of Ultimate Douluo. Xishui wanted to kill Huo Yuhao. Fortunately, Tian possessed him in time, successfully scaring the opponent away. Before leaving, Tian warned Huo Yuhao not to provoke Xishui, because if that woman controls the Grim Reaper, even if he fights her, he's not confident to defeat her. Huo Yuhao was slightly shaken inside. Even Tian wasn't confident to defeat Xishui. This matter settled the overall situation in the Mingdu Mountains. After the Grim Reaper Tower was taken by Xishui, the defenses here had already failed. Next would be the new Luo Empire's counterattack. As for Huo Yuhao, his meridians were all forbidden. At this moment, he was lying unconscious in the camp tent. Several girls took turns watching over Yuhao. In the days to come, after Huo Yuhao's body recovered, he conducted an experiment. It was a way of circulating soul power. After being possessed by Tian before, he discovered that the other's soul power was different from his own. Huo Yuhao felt Tian's soul power was connected like black holes. Each black hole contained terrifying spatial power. That strange space contained terrifying power. At that time, Huo Yuhao thought that at the ultimate Douluo level, vitality needs to rely on spatial power to be stored. All of this was truly amazing to him. However, he never managed to master it. After several days of rest and recovery, the Shrek group bid farewell to the Shinluo camp and headed straight for the academy. Upon returning to the academy, Huo Yuhao hurried to find Elder Zhuan. During this period, his soul power had already increased to level 74, but his research on Earth Sky soul power made no progress. When Huo Yuhao met Elder Zhuan, he recounted his discoveries and experiments in detail. Elder Zhuan's expression gradually turned to surprise upon hearing this, because Huo Yuhao not only highly compressed his own soul power, but also controlled spatial distortion outside his body. Moreover, he aimed to simulate the black hole soul power of Earth Sky. Huo Yuhao then asked Elder Zhuan with curiosity, after reaching the title Douluo rank, how exactly does soul power change? Is that kind of black hole soul power unique only to the limit Douluo? Elder Zhuan sighed and said, I didn't expect you to reach this level so quickly. Since you asked, I'll explain it to you. Elder Zhuan straightforwardly said that when a soul master trains to become a title Douluo, their originally liquid soul power begins to transform into a solid state. Once soul power solidifies, further enhancement requires converting solid soul power into a hybrid state. This hybrid state continuously rotates, absorbing external soul power to supply the soul master. This enables the soul master's combat strength and recovery abilities to far surpass before. As for the soul power black hole inside the Earth Sky body, it compresses an extremely vast amount of soul power, allowing the body to unleash tremendous combat power. Then Elder Zhuan demonstrated a yellow glowing sphere, surrounded by delicate spatial cracks. It was clearly Elder Zhuan's solid-state soul power. Soon, the yellow soul power sphere began to contract inward. A small black hole instantly took shape. The small black hole started spinning rapidly, with the principles of heaven and earth in the air rushing inward wildly. This is the principle behind the formation of soul power inside the Earth Sky body. Up to now, Elder Zhuan has only one black hole inside his body, meaning he has only one hybrid state. Elder Zhuan explained, if he could open a second black hole hybrid, in his chest or forehead. Then he could elevate himself to the limit Douluo cultivation level. Elder Zhuan said he had tried many times, but always fell short, and Earth Sky must have a second hybrid. Elder Zhuan smiled at Huo Yuhao and said, Yuhao, remember this. When you break through 2 title Douluo, you must strive to obtain dual hybrids simultaneously. As long as in the future you can elevate the dual hybrids to the black hole level, then you will become a shield for the limit Douluo. It will be broken. Huo Yuhao asked anxiously in his heart. So, what would happen if I obtained the fusion at this stage? What kind of situation would arise? Zhuan Lao paused for a moment before saying, your control is strong, but mastering spatial power is very difficult. If your physical strength is insufficient, the Soul Master will directly suffer a violent death. So, you absolutely must not try it casually. Then Zhuan Lao added, is this weakling really successful? In that case, your cultivation speed in the future will definitely accelerate greatly. He allowed Huo Yuhao to give it a try. After all, with him nearby, safety is guaranteed. Huo Yuhao was overjoyed. Then he raised his right hand. Milky white soul power began to flow out. Gradually, the rotation speed of the soul power increased. At the same time, it began to slowly compress, continuing to infuse soul power, not much, turning the liquid soul power into solid form. Compression and rotation repeated continuously. When his own soul power exceeded 70%, after being absorbed by the solid soul power, Huo Yuhao completely lost control. Soul power started leaking out. At that moment, the entire Sea God Pavilion emitted golden light. The primal forces of heaven and earth continuously converged toward the golden tree. The elders of the Sea God Pavilion all sensed the great commotion. Is someone breaking through to Super Douluo? Because only during fusion condensation could such a strange sound appear? Soon, Huo Yuhao's face turned pale. His soul power had already been devoured by 80%. At that time, the solid soul power gradually changed color, beginning to shift from milky white to pale gold. Zhuan Lao hurriedly reminded Huo Yuhao to hold on. The solid soul power is becoming elemental. This means the fusion is almost complete. Finally, the solid soul power in front of Huo Yuhao completely collapsed, turning into a black hole vortex. At that moment, he could feel a faint connection with the black hole. Around the black hole, delicate golden ripples continuously spread, eventually condensing into a strange eye-shape. And that black hole vortex is the pupil. Huo Yuhao thought to himself, is this my fusion?